Back at it again. It's the guy Spencer. You know what time it is. It's time for the preseason 2025 top 10 East Texas defensive backs returning for this 2025 season. 10 talented dudes, probably the most talented position. And I've said this a lot, but this might be just truly the most talented position coming back in East Texas when you consider the amount of people and offers that this group has and what they are, who's committed where, and all of this. Of course, defensive backs have become as important as any other position. Maybe not so early in the 2000s that important because the run game was so important, but as the passing game has evolved over the last 25 years, the defensive backs and their ability to stop the pass and intercept the ball has become way more crucial in today's game than ever before. And so here we go. Let's take a look at the best 10 returning defensive backs in East Texas, starting at number 10. He is a Texas Tech commit from Palestine. His name is Savorian Martin. And this dude is a hell of a prospect, man. 6'2", 185 pounds. Last year, he had 40 tackles, 9 pass breakups, forced a fumble, and recovered it as well. Athletic as they get, tall, rangy kid. Can cover some ground when trying to, if he ever gets beat, he's going to have some makeup speed because he is long, he is athletic, he can't run, he can jump. Like I said, he can get his hand on the ball, 9 pass breakups. And at this level, they are going to stay away from the 6'2" corner, right? So when you got one guy, especially in the 3A, 4A level, when you got a 6'2" corner who's getting offers and getting these kind of things, most teams stay away from him. And you can see that by just the 9 pass breakups and no picks last year. But that's probably because teams were more afraid than they were willing to go at him. Playing for a big, I believe, is this a junior season for him? Yeah, it's planning for a big, no, this is his senior year, big senior season for him coming up here. Texas Tech commit, a lot of momentum going into this year, and we'll see what Savorian Martin has to bring for 2025. At number 9 from Atlanta, Texas, another guy with a bunch of offers. Not really a big dude at all. His name is Jaden Riley from Atlanta. This dude is about 5'7", 5'8"-ish. But when I tell you he can make plays, he can make plays. Now, that's just from an offensive standpoint. Defensively, he's here because of his ability to tackle the football. He plays defensive back, but dude, the way he runs, the way he tackles, you can pretty much kind of consider Riley your free hitter. He's kind of in the middle of the field, and they are sicking him at the ball, and he usually gets it down. His highlights, his defensive highlights, are him chasing down play after play after play, run after run after run. This dude just continuously and consistently shows up for that defense. And if they're going to win games in Atlanta, it's not only his offensive production that people will need, that the Rabbits will need. It was also going to be that defensive production that he had last year and what he has to bring here in 2025. At number 8, from Texas High, we've got Marcus Hall. Marcus Hall was a first-team All-District selection last year. And Marcus Hall is a dude, man. He's one of those guys that fit the same profile out there in Texas High. They are fast, they are athletic, and they can hit. All of those guys hit. Like, really, and honestly, you really can't tell the difference between the defensive backs and some of the linebackers out there in Texas High or in Texarkana, because those dudes all fly to the ball. They all run hard. They are all very explosive, and they're guys that kind of all fit and play the same way, courtesy to their defensive coordinator and how they allow and make those guys play ball. Last year, not a whole lot of tackles, 39 tackles, 3 of them for loss in 12 games posted on there. He had 4 interceptions, though. 4 interceptions and 4 pass breakups from the safety position. He had 4 as a sophomore. That gives him 8 as a career going into his senior year. So Marcus Hall brings 8 interceptions of career into that 8 interceptions in his career into that senior year, expecting a big year from him. And this, as Texas High tries to reload after they once again lose a lot of talent, but they always reload. They're a very talented group out there in Texarkana. At number 7, from Hallsville, Texas, it is Blanton Hale. Blanton Hale, not a guy that you're going to see on a lot of like recruiting websites or anything like that. But man, when you talk about dude that can just flat out play football, you're talking about this dude right here. Not flashy, not anything like, not huge, 6 foot, 180, runs a 4.5. But when you see him, the savviness is within his play. He can get after the ball. He can tackle the football. He makes interceptions. He makes great plays all over the field. Hale's defensive numbers from last year aren't on Max Press, but what he did as a sophomore, he had 109 tackles, 3 of them tackles for loss. He caught 2 picks and then forced 5 fumbles. He also has quarterback listed on his position, so he could also be the quarterback for the Hallsville Bobcats this year as well. But this is a tough physical football player that repeatedly tackles the football. If you throw it at him, he will catch it. He'll intercept the ball, turn it over. A smart football player, savvy, can tell he's a guy that communicates in the secondary, lines people up. And like at the end of the day, he can tackle, and that's what you need on defense is somebody that can get the ball carrier on the ground. And that's exactly what Blandon Hale has done for not only his junior year, but his sophomore year as well. And then bringing that type of experience into his senior year for the Hallsville Bobcats. At number 6, from Pleasant Grove, we've got Jaden Scales, who plays a little corner and a little safety for those Pleasant Grove Hawks out there. And he's a guy with big tackle numbers, 77 tackles, 5 pass breakups, I believe, an interception. But when you watch Jaden Scales play, it's the hitting ability, it's the ability to get to the football, it's the ability to cover. When he does have his hands on the football, he makes big plays. He is a guy that Pleasant Grove needs in their secondary, a guy that is made big plays the last 2 years for him, and this year is expected to do the same thing for them as well. Let's get numbers on him. So the numbers for Scales last year: 71 tackles, 5.5 for loss, 2 fumbles forced, and an interception last year for Pleasant Grove. And so he's trying to build off of these numbers. Of course, a first team all district player last year. And when you watch him play, he can play. You see the movement, you see the ability, you see the ability to go close on the football. Yeah, you see him with the ability to close and tackle defenders. I mean, tackle running backs down to the ground. He had a big year last year, and this year I expect even a bigger year for him and a bigger role for Pleasant Grove going into his senior season. At number 5, last season, Roman Wyatt made 28 tackles. He had 2 interceptions, 6 pass breakups, and he blocked 2 kicks. He was a first team all district guy last year. The year before that, he was a second team all district guy as a sophomore. So we're talking about a guy that's a 3-year starter coming into his 3rd year. Has good experience, a physical player, a guy that has caught interceptions in his career before, and a guy that's going to be looked at to do the same thing and provide great solid coverage for his team in 2025 as well. At number 4, from Kilgore, Texas, it's one of the last member of one of the best defensive backs, secondary groups in East Texas, probably the whole state last year. It is Dre Sanders. Dre Sanders last year made the list in the early 90s, I think maybe late 90s, 97, I believe, last year. Came in on the list. He statistically put up 52 tackles. He had 5 interceptions, 9 pass breakups, 4 tackles for loss, and then he forced 2 fumbles as well. So we got a playmaker coming back for Kilgore. And Kilgore's losing a lot in the secondary. They're losing a lot on defense, but he's one of the strong points coming back. Last season, played corner, probably going to play corner again. Could move to safety. They value their safety. Safeties are a very important position for them. They usually put their best defensive backs back there. Last year, Jacqueline, Sheffield, and Towns were the safeties. Who knows? Today, probably Dre will play corner again like he did last year. Who knows? But this dude is physical, number 1. He is a guy that can and is willing to go make tackles. At 52, that's a lot of tackles for a cornerback. 5 interceptions, a guy that can turn the ball over. If he can't turn the ball over, he's got 9 pass breakups. He'll go in there and break it up as well. Physical, can't throw the screen on him. He's got 4 tackles for loss. He's going to attack whoever's in front of him, make the play when possible. The guy that, like I said, tape jumped off the map. He graded out as a 92 last year, I believe. A guy that had some great film and some great numbers as well. Coming back for a senior year, he's going to get maybe he's probably not going to get his attack as much. Last season, you got Jaden Sanders on one side. They're probably going to attack you a little bit more than they do Jaden Sanders, that Michigan guy. But with Big Bro gone, I think he'll probably be the number 1 corner. Might get more tests, might not get him tested as much. He might be the number 1 guy and might test the other guy. Who knows? But I know one thing: Dre Sanders is bringing it back in 2025 and going to be a great football player for the Bulldogs. At number 3, from Pleasant Grove, a Baylor commit, Jamarian Richardson. And Richardson, once again, another guy that popped up on the list last year. Richardson came in on the list at number, let's see, where was he at last year? I believe in Richardson popped up on the list at like number 92-ish maybe last year. Another guy rated like at a 92. Uh, Impressive tape. Physical, breaks on pass as well, catches the ball extremely well. Not only does he play defense, but he also plays offense for Pleasant Grove. Probably their number one receiver, returning back. They don't throw it a ton down there, but when they do throw it, they do try to get it to their best guys, and he's probably the best receiver they've got coming back. Baylor commit, a guy that's going to hit you, a guy that's going to cover you, a guy that's going to pick that ball off and got big pass breakups in his past, has made big plays against some of the bigger teams on the schedule last year, had a big pick against Carthage in the playoffs last year. So a guy with a ton of experience, and a physical, savvy, swag type player that's going to bring it every single day, every down, and a guy that you probably don't want to test if you're an offense. Jamarian Richardson coming in here at number 3. At number 2, from Mount Pleasant, it is DeCorian Thompson. And DeCorian Thompson is a two-way player as well, plays both wide receiver and defensive back. Past year, DeCorian had a pretty good season statistically. Let's run those numbers up real quick. Tackle numbers not available, but last season, the Corian picked off 2 passes last year, and one of those went to the crib as well. So 6 total touchdowns. He also provided 24 catches and 430 yards worth of offense on the other side of the ball as well. This is a physical player, another physical player, a guy that will hit you, a guy that can stick to you like glue. He has an older brother, LaTristan, that's at the University of Utah. It's been great tutelage in that household for those defensive backs. Another guy that is savvy, another guy that's physical with his hands, another guy that can bump you and keep you at the line of scrimmage if you're not ready to play. He's a savvy player. You better not throw it to him. He's got great hands. Not only does he play and catch interceptions, but he also plays on the offensive side of the ball as well. A guy with a tremendous amount of experience. He was like an 88 last year as a sophomore, junior year. He scored pretty well, like a 93. Popped up on the list at number 73 overall last year. Expecting him to make that top 100 one more time this year, and expecting him to have a huge 2025 from Mount Pleasant. They've got a lot coming back on their defense. They should be hard to score on. And he is our number 2 player, DeCorian Thompson. And at number 1, the number 1 player returning from the defensive backs in East Texas is Jacalyn Sheffield of Kilgore, Texas. Last season, Jacalyn made play after play after play after play after play. Kind of similar to Zaylen Stoker's big junior season. He went for 11 interceptions. Sheffield, I believe, went for 9 interceptions last year. And in the playoffs, he didn't score. I think he had 1 pick six in round 2, but he pretty much caught an interception every week of the playoffs except the state game. This guy was flying all over the place. If you throw it up, he will catch it. This is a guy that is played with tremendous confidence. He is a tackler. When he catches the ball, he's trying to score it every single time. And with 9 interceptions coming back, a lot of experience being the free safety last year, I expect Jacalyn Sheffield to ball out again. Will it be to the tune of 9 interceptions? That's a lot of picks to try to catch in 1 year. I don't know if it's going to be that high, but I do expect him to get his hands on the football a lot. I do expect him to make tremendous tackles. I do expect him to be the glue on the back end of that Kilgore defense. And I expect big and great things from Jacalyn Sheffield in 2025.